What we doing, what we doing, what we doing. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we are rejoicing. We are glad in it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I am your host, Ramon Preston. Yes. And we are live right here from the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. And just in case you don't know, this is the day that the Lord has made. We're already rejoicing. We're already glad in it. I want to welcome you to the Ramon Preston Show. I'm your host, Ramon Preston, and we're live, me, my squad, right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Please do me a quick favor. I want you to hit that like button. I want you to hit that share button. And I want you to tag Lolly Dolly, everybody, and let them know your boy and my squad. We're live right here on the Ramon Preston Show today. Listen, I want to talk to you about the power of pivoting as an entrepreneur. Just in case you have been under a rock or with Elon Musk on Mars, let me explain something to you very clearly. The world has changed, and the way it was just 3 years ago, particularly here in the United States of America for entrepreneurs, it is not that way for you today. And maybe you are not experiencing any of the negative ramifications and results of what the last 3 years have been. But let me tell you, most of the world today, employees, independent contractors, entrepreneurs, churches, ministers, I talk and I deal with these people across the board every day. Everybody is experiencing some level of pressure from what has happened within the last 3 years. And one of the reasons why I'm showing up today to talk to you about the power of pivoting as an entrepreneur is because a lot of entrepreneurs that I'm talking to, they ain't moving. They ain't pivoting. They don't even see what's really happening, and it ain't even resonating with them. And so you might have not had an opportunity to watch yesterday's show, but yesterday I explained to you that pivoting, which I'm going to give you another definition for it today. Pivoting is by far your biggest asset as an entrepreneur. Because if you can figure out how to get good at pivoting as an entrepreneur, even as a W-2 employee who has entrepreneurial tendencies, I guarantee you're going to see some results. You're going to see some success, and you definitely not going to be a statistic or victim to what we see going on. Banks are failing. There are more banks that are on the verge of failing. Industries, are collapsing. Companies are merging. Nations are shifting. Economies are collapsing. Over 1,600 businesses, they shut down every day. Every single day, over 1,600 businesses shut down. And we're not even counting the businesses that are not even registered with the Secretary of State, that just don't do nothing. Most entrepreneurs don't even make a profit in their business. I know this to be true because it's hard for me to make a profit. It's hard for me as a business owner to make a profit. So I know most people who are out there scrapping, especially if you work in a job and you doing your entrepreneurship on the side, I know it ain't easy for you. But guess what? There is a way for you to change the narrative. There is a way for you to put yourself in a better situation. And the truth is this. Right now is probably the best time for you to expand as an entrepreneur. Like if you really have dreams and desires to be a successful entrepreneur, if you really believe that entrepreneurship is your God-given portion, it's your right, it's a part of your purpose, I promise you, I promise you that you can make it. See, let me say this before I get into today's show, because I'm already ranting, right? But let me say this. The system is rigged. Okay, you might want to write that down if you're taking notes. Like if you listen to me, you better get used to taking notes. Let me say it again. I'm gonna write it down because I know some of y'all you taking the long way home today, but I'm finna give you the business. Let me say it again, just in case you missed the memo. The system is rigged. Just in case you don't know this. Just in case you don't know. Just in case you like in la la land, you are delusional about what's going on. The system is rigged. And it don't really matter what system you talking about. It could be the legislative system, the executive system, and the judicial system. All the systems within the system is rigged. But I'm specifically talking about the economic system. The economic system is rigged. And what you cannot afford to do is keep a blinded eye towards what's really happening, assuming that somehow, some way, you're going to cross your fingers, you're going to pray, and heaven is going to fix everything for you. I'm telling you, it don't work like that. I've been a Christian. I got saved in a trap house 26 years ago. I've been a Christian. I had an experience like Paul the Apostle. I was on my Damascus road in a trap house and got saved, got clean, got off drugs, got out of the streets, started going to church, started preaching, and I've been doing that for the last 26 years. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 20 years, and I'll be the first one to tell you because I preach and teach the word, the Bible, to the people of God. Most of the stuff you crossing your fingers, you hoping and you praying and you wishing for God to do for you, most likely he wants to do it through you. Do you understand what I'm saying? He wants to do it through you, not for you. So what that means is you have to accept and acknowledge the fact that you are in a riggedy-rigged system. And because you are in a rigged system, you have to heighten your awareness. You have to accept that there's a level of responsibility you must assume to play the game so that you can beat the system that you are in, because the system you are in is actually rigged. Am I making sense? If I'm making sense, holler at your boy. Don't leave me out here hanging by myself. Okay? So I'm telling you now, especially as believers, we got to get off this high horse of delusion thinking that we're going to just, pray and we're going to fast and we're going to seek God and we're going to quote a few scriptures. We're going to name it and claim it. And then all of a sudden everything just going to happen for us. That ain't happening. It ain't happening. It don't work like that. Most of the stuff you want God to do for you, he's going to do through you. And the way he does it through you is by you elevating your mind, elevating your game, putting yourself in the best position possible so that you can get in this system and make an impact for you, for your family, and for your legacy. Okay? So this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying about pivoting. Because most entrepreneurs today that I talk to, most people who want to change their financial situation that I talk to, unfortunately, they are living, we're here in 2023. This is a post-COVID world. This is where we at right now. Most people that I talk to, here's where they are. They pre-COVID. They living in February of 2020 or before. They're not living in 2023 and beyond. So this is where most entrepreneurs are right here. Most entrepreneurs are right here. They thinking the ideas they had in 2020, the business practices they had in 2020, the strategies they had in 2020, the systems and the processes they had in 2020, the infrastructures they had, the dreams and the desires, all that stuff they had prior to 2020, they think everything is going to work for that the same way it did then. Now it don't work like that. You are in a new world. This is a new world order. You're in it. Like do you feel me? I'm a prophet talking to you as an entrepreneur, but I'm telling you that you and we are already in a new world order. You are in the middle of the matrix, and you got to figure this thing out, and you got to know how to move and manifest the things that God has given to you through the system that you are subsequently in. And this has happened for thousands of years, by the way. I was talking to a young man yesterday, and he was talking about how, the way the world is and the way the system is and how things are just kind of crazy. And I started breaking that Bible down and showing him, when you read the Old Testament of the Bible, a lot of those prophets and priests and patriarchs and people that we look up to, they were living under the subjection of empires and dynasties and monarchies that ruled in their day and time. So they were not in ultimate control. Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, Elijah the prophet, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, all the major prophets, they were living in Babylon. They were under Babylonian rulership. They were in monarchies. They were not in a theocracy. They were not living just under the umbrella of God. They had to serve God and use their gifts for God under the umbrella of these systems that they were in. But they still won. They still progressed. They still made it to the top. They still succeeded. They still became the leaders of their time. And so you and we got to be able to do the same thing, okay? And so today I want to break down a little bit for you what a pivot is, because you've got to be able to pivot. You've got to be able to pivot and exercise your power to pivot in this economic climate that we're in, okay? You gotta be able and be willing to pivot and be ready to, but you also have to be, you have to exercise your power to do it. So I want you to say this to yourself: I have the power to pivot as an entrepreneur. I have the power to pivot in any situation. It doesn't matter what your financial situation looks like right now. It don't matter what your business looks like right now. You might not be making money in your business. You might not feel like it's going to succeed. You might feel disappointed and distressed and frustrated and resentful because of what you've been through and who you went through it with, and you just can't seem to get your business foot, your entrepreneurial foot on the ground. I want you to understand something. God gave you that vision. God gave you that dream. God gave you that business. God gave you the idea. God gave you the invention. God gave you the ability to put a product and a service together, to take that idea and package it so that you could take it into the marketplace. Just because people in the world don't recognize you don't mean you ain't recognized. Just because people ain't paying attention to you, just because people ain't clicking your link, emailing you, DMing you, calling you, texting you, responding to you, that don't mean what you got God ain't give to you. What it means is you've got to take it into the marketplace, and you got to exercise your power to pivot. I've been telling my team this all week because we're preparing for 2 of our first events right here. Tomorrow we're having a HQ day, and Saturday we're having a coaching boot camp. And I've been preparing my team, prepping them up all week for these first 2 events, because we're going to be hosting like multiple events. We're probably going to have maybe 20, 25 events this year when I'm finished with our calendar of events. But one of the reasons why I'm dialing in and honing in on this so heavily this week is because I want everyone that we are coaching, we are mentoring, we are educating to lean in. I want you to lean in, and I want you to understand that it is intended. It is intended for you to give up. What's happening in the system right now is intending for you to give up. It's intending for you to throw in the towel. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's intending for you to just put your ideas and your dreams on the bookshelf, because it will force you to make sense of where you are, assuming that at some point in the future things are going to get back to normal, and it ain't. And by the time you wake up in 3 years or 5 years thinking that it's time for you to hit the reset button, you're going to realize you're in a new world. You're going to realize the infrastructures and the systems of this world have shifted. You're going to realize that things ain't moving 3 to 5 years from now the way they moving now. And so this is why you got to lean in, and you have to stay connected to people who are leaning in, and you got to go for what you know, especially when you got God behind you. That's why I can show up every day, all day, on the World Wide Web, on social media platforms, through every vehicle and platform that I possibly can, and I can keep pushing, I can keep grinding, I can keep going. Number one, because I know I'm anointed, I know I'm gifted, I know I'm called, I know I have an assignment and a mission, and I am confident in the fact that what I am doing is what's supposed to be getting done at this time. So as an entrepreneur, you got the power to pivot. You have the power to succeed, but you got to be willing, you got to be wanting, and you got to be ready to do what you got to do. So with that being said, what does it actually mean to pivot? Because I'm telling you that the pivot is your biggest asset right now. I'm telling you that you have the power to pivot as an entrepreneur. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? You possess power to change your situation today. I'm not waiting to change my situation tomorrow. I'm not going to wait till next week or next month or next year, or when things change in the banking system or the real estate system. This is why when I talk to people, it's not that I'm trying to give people bad advice, but when people ask me questions like, well, should I buy real estate right now? Or should I invest right now? Or should I focus on my business right now? Or should I do that? What? Of course you should do all that. You should lean in and give everything you got. Because what you want to do is rise to the top of this volatility. So pivoting is your asset. Pivoting is the power that you possess. So let me give you a clear, intelligent, professional definition for what pivoting is. And this is my definition, okay? So you might not find it on Google, but this is what my version of pivoting is. To pivot, it means to change certain aspects of your business when your business is not meeting the needs of the market. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna kind of tie in what we talked about yesterday. So here you are right here. So let's say you created a business. You got your LLC. Maybe if you follow me long enough and you know how we do it, maybe you have a LLC and a subsidiary. You got your holding company. This is an OC for operating company. This is HC for holding company. Maybe you got your business structure like that. Whether you do or you don't, the most important thing for you to understand is when you do have your structure set up, you want to make sure that you check the box so you can be perfectly positioned, right? We talk about that all the time. You want to be perfectly positioned. And what do I mean by being perfectly positioned? Here's what I mean. I want to be in alignment with what I know I'm supposed to do with this business. I'm in alignment with what God has purposed me to do. So the resistance that I face on a day-to-day basis, the rejection that I get on a day-to-day basis, the fact that people ignore me and refuse to recognize me and acknowledge me and do business with me, I never let any of that change my position, because I am positioned not just in the marketplace, but I'm positioned within my company to be the guy or the gal or the go-to, the expert. I am the leader. I am the CEO. I am the marketing consultant. I am the sales leader. I am the financial leader. I am the operational leader. So this is your positioning. A lot of this is not just physical. A lot of this is mental. Because if you ain't mentally positioned, the moment you go out here into the marketplace, they're going to beat the brakes off you. They're going to beat the brakes off you. Let me give you a few examples of what happens. If you have all this set up, your structure set up, your LLC, you got your Duns and Bradstreet, your EIN number, your bank account, you got all that stuff situated, but you ain't positioned mentally to handle the weight of what comes with what you're going to face when you go into the marketplace. Then you'll look at your marketing, and let's say you do a video. You put the video out on YouTube and nobody views it. It's going to crush you, and you will come back here and you will tuck your tail and you'll go run because you wasn't ready for it. Or you try to sell something and the sale don't go through, and then you tuck your tail and you run. Get positioned. Once you are mentally and physically positioned and you're ready to handle it, and you know you have to assume all the roles, because now you're not being a victim. I got full-time employees who are on salary in my company, but guess what? I don't have a problem being the CEO, the SO, the sales officer, the marketing officer, the financial officer, the operations officer. As a matter of fact, I know what I need to know in all those areas, even if I got people that's working in those areas. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I'm always positioning myself to be willing, to be ready, to be able to go out here in the marketplace and fight for what I believe. Because I'm not going to be punked into giving up on what I know I'm supposed to do for people like you. You shouldn't be punked into giving up on the people that need you to show up every day. And the way you show up is you figure out, how do I pivot? How do I pivot? Let me read the definition again. How do I change certain aspects of my business when my business is not meeting the needs of the market? How do I know if my business ain't meeting the needs of the market? Am I making money? If you are not generating some revenue in your business is not meeting the needs of the market. That's a statement. That's a bar that you need to take and write down. How do you know that you're not meeting the needs of the market? If your business is not generating revenue, sales, if you're not selling products and services to people, your business is not meeting the needs of the market, which means you got to pivot. You don't need to be thinking about nothing else. Your website ain't important right now. Your logo ain't important right now. You polishing up the paperwork for your business is not important right now. You figuring out how you could go get a loan or get credit cards or a line of credit, that ain't important right now. You trying to find a graphic designer or digital marketer or content creator, or you trying to find a virtual assistant, ain't none of that important. None of that is important. None of that is going to keep you from failing in this economic climate. Do you understand what I'm saying? None of that is going to keep you from failing. The thing that's going to keep you from failing is you being willing, ready, and wanting to pivot, meaning that you recognize that pivoting means you have to change certain aspects of your business when your business is not meeting the needs of the marketplace. And how do I know if I need to pivot? Is my business making money? If it's not making money, now I realize, okay, I got to pivot. So how am I going to pivot? Well, okay, I got a business. I'm positioned to take responsibility. I'm not going to blame it on the system. I ain't going to blame it on the white man. I ain't going to blame it on foreigners. I ain't gonna blame it on the feds. I ain't gonna blame it on the IRS, the government. I ain't blaming none of this on none of them. What I'm gonna do is take responsibility for myself and say, what am I not doing that's causing my business not to generate revenue or to not meet the needs of the marketplace that I'm called to? Now I got to look at my products and services. This is why I'm always teaching my students that you need an MVP. Do you know what an MVP is? Do you know what an MVP is? An MVP is a minimum viable product. A minimum viable product. So this digital pencil or marker is a minimum viable product. In order for me to write, see, I can't write with my finger. I can erase with my finger, but I need this particular device to write when it wants to. You get what I'm saying? So this is a minimum viable product. My ring is a minimum viable product. My products and services that I sell, my educational content, our real estate services, our consulting and coaching, these are minimum viable products. I need a product and a service. So some of you entrepreneurs that's watching me today, the reason why you can't pivot, the reason why you can't go back in the marketplace and meet the needs so that you can show you're meeting the needs with revenue is because you do not have this figured out. Hopefully you got the position figured out. Hopefully you got your structure right. But if you got that right, this is what you need to work on. You need to work on figuring out what is the best product or the best service or the best program that I can put together. And most likely you're going to have to overcompensate. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're going to have to overcompensate. Most of the people that I do business with tell me I give away way more information than what they pay for. Most people tell me that my online program called the Millionaire Blueprint is worth way more than what I charge for it. My coaching program is worth way more than what I charge for it. My one-on-one coaching is way more. My wife and I, we do real estate. We provide services in real estate. We don't get paid a lot of times what other agents and brokerage firms get paid. But you know what? We just need something that is valuable enough so that when we take it to the market, we can start making money. And then as we start creating this consistency of making money, we can stabilize that, figure out a framework and a formula to keep repeating it every day, every week, every month. And then we can start resetting products and services, creating new offers so that we can start expanding on that. But it's all centered around this. It's all centered around that. Now, your next challenge is, okay, if I don't have a product or service, do I need to use somebody else's or do I need to create my own? Here's how you answer this question. If creating your own products and services is going to take you too long to go to the marketplace, use somebody else's. Man, I'm giving you some game. If you have any questions so far, I want to answer any questions that you have. We're live right here. It's a beautiful Thursday. I think it's about 70 something degrees out. It's been cold the last couple weeks and now all of a sudden it's just beautiful and warm outside. But for those of you that are watching live, if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions, or maybe you just have a big takeaway that you've gotten so far. Have you had like that aha moment? Do you feel like God is dealing with you? Do you feel like something that God has put in you is waking up inside of you? Am I inspiring you right now? Am I motivating you right now? Am I encouraging you right now? Am I reminding you how powerful and purposeful you are? Am I giving you the validation and the justification for you to go forward and for you to grind it out? Not tomorrow, not Saturday, not Sunday, but today. Do you feel that fire burning inside of you? Have you lost it and you just found it back? If so, I want to know. I want to know. It's time. It's time. It's time. Today is the day. Every time I come on this show, most of the times I open up with a biblical scripture and a statement. This is the day that the Lord has made. Every morning I wake up, probably within the first minute of me waking up, that's the first thing I say to myself. This is the day that the Lord has made. I'm already rejoicing and I'm glad in it. I'm a winner. I'm winning. I'm a champion. The marketplace needs you. The marketplace needs you. And listen, if you are thinking about giving up and throwing in the towel and hitting the pause or snooze button on your business, on your ideas, on your dreams, on getting out here and making money, I'm going to be the one to tell you that you are acting selfishly because your family needs you to push through this thing. Your children and grandchildren, your siblings, your parents, everybody that has your last name, your tribe, your community, people you hadn't even met yet, they need you to push through. Ramon, I don't know what to do to push through. I don't know how to push through. I don't know how to push through. What am I supposed to do? What do you have in your hand? What do you have in your hand? You got me ready to preach today because I'm thinking about Prophet Moses. Prophet Moses couldn't talk. He had a stutter. He was a wild man. He was in the wilderness for 40 years. And God spoke to him and told him, bruh, I need you to go and put Pharaoh in check. I need you to do what you need to do, bruh, to make sure that this rigged system don't keep finessing you and your people. He says, go tell Pharaoh, let my people go. Man, Moses was like shaking in his legs. Moses was like, man, I can't talk straight. And then Pharaoh's magicians, they start finessing and they start creating COVID. See, some of y'all just missed what I said. Pharaoh's magicians started creating COVID. Pharaoh's musicians started creating like inflation. Their magicians started creating this stuff. And Moses was like, God, I can't handle this. I can't handle this, God. What I'm supposed to do? And God said, what do you have in your hand? Bro, what you got, what you working with? That's what God told Moses. And I'm asking you that question for God. What you working with? What skill set? What gift? What talent? What product? What is it that you have that you can take to the marketplace today and get on YouTube, get on Facebook, get on Instagram, get on TikTok, get on Twitter, get on LinkedIn, get on an email list, get on your phone and let the world know this is what I got in my hand. That's how you pivot. Do you feel me? Any questions you can put in the comments? Let's see. We have a big takeaway. Vic Marie, I love you, girl. Appreciate you. Vic Marie says her big takeaway, biggest takeaway, the system is rigged. She said we must elevate to position ourselves over it because this system is intending for us to make us quit. I'm telling you, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for repeating that. What y'all see going on right now is intentional for you to quit. The more entrepreneurs who quit, the more that are going to have to go get a job, the more that are going to have to pay more taxes, the more that are going to have to depend more on the system. Like, do you see what's happening? Man, the writing is all on the wall. I'm not going to participate in that. I'm not falling for the okie doke. I made a promise to God 21 years ago when I got fired from my last job. That was the last job I had 21 years ago, and I got fired. And I made a promise to God, and I made a promise to myself and to my family. I made a promise. I'll never go through this again. I don't care what I got to do. I used to always say that. I don't care if I got to get up every day, get out here and pick cans. This was pre-internet social media. This was pre-systems and processes. This was pre-holding company. This was pre all the stuff I'm jibber-jabbering about every day. It was pre all that. You know what it was? It was somebody who was crazy enough and who had the faith to believe that, you know what? God gave me a vision. God gave me a dream. God gave me an idea. God gave me a business. God gave me a skill set. God gave me the capability and the capacity to go out here in the marketplace. And if people who ain't as integral as I am can do it, I know I can do it. There are people out here lying and scheming and cheating and scamming and finessing, and they ain't doing nothing for people that are giving them their money. And I know I'm morally right. I know I'm biblically right. I know I'm a man of God, a man of integrity, a man of faith. And I ain't going to show up and peacock my ability. Man, I'm showing up every day. I'm showing up every day. And I'm not going to be intimidated by the people who might be smarter than me, who might move better than me, who might look better than me. It don't matter. I'ma still be me and do me. And you need to adopt the same thing. May the grace of everything that I'm sharing with you today come upon you. May you have that same fire. May you have that same passion. May you have that same anointing. May you have that same courage to get off this live today and go out there and make a sale. All right? So here are three things. I'm going to give this to you and I'm going to go. Three things. Or should I say three places or three areas you should be looking at pivoting in. You should pivot with yourself. You should pivot with yourself, okay? As a person, you need to pivot. As a person, this is the first place you need to pivot in. First area. You as a person. This is the first area of pivoting. Pivot as a person. So what that means is you have to pivot off of the square as if you are a victim or you are a statistic or you're not going to make it. Pivot off of that. Pivot onto the truth that you can't lose. You can't fail. You do have what it takes to make it, okay? I want you to pivot into that. I want you to pivot into a better version of you. One of the ways that you can pivot into a new person is by educating and training every day. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, hopefully you do have some type of coaching or mentoring that's going on. Hopefully you have access to programs that you can educate and train on. If in fact you do, as a leader and as an entrepreneur, your family deserves that. Okay? Your community, your clients deserve that. They all collectively deserve for you to wake up every day and continue to work on your person. And the way you do that is every day you should be educating yourself. My staff that works for my company, they train Monday through Friday because that's when our offices are open. They train, they educate themselves. And my staff, they got it even harder than most people, even than most entrepreneurs, because they have to educate and train on Ramon Preston University. They got to stay current with what I'm teaching. They got to continue to learn it like I know it. But then my mentor and the educational content that I get educated and trained with and mentored with, they have to train and get educated on that. So they literally have to do 2 different trainings every morning for 5 days a week. I have to do it 7 days a week. And I got to figure it out, and I got to implement it, and I got to execute it, and I got to lead them on it. So you doggone right, they're going to do it 5 days a week. And you as an entrepreneur and as a leader, how dare you put yourself in a position to be a leader and an entrepreneur and want to be an influencer, and you can't wake your behind up every day and study and educate and train and grind in your mind. That's what you're supposed to do. If you don't want to do that, then go work for somebody who's willing to do it then. You get what I'm saying? Go work for somebody who's willing to do it. If you that weak, if you that soft, if you've allowed life to punk you into becoming a statistic and a victim, then guess what? Go work for somebody who's willing to get up every day and study and change the person of who they are. You got to become a better version of you, because if where you are right now in your business, in your finances, if where you are in those areas right now is not where you want to be, don't just keep looking at where you are in your business and your money. Your business ain't going to change and your money ain't going to change until you look at who you are right now. Does that make sense? So if I change who I am, at some point I will start pulling what I have. So when you start pulling this person up, guess what happens to your money and to your business? If you start going up, what do you think going to happen to your money and your business? It's going to follow you. And anything that don't need to be with you, it's going to fall off. The reason why most entrepreneurs don't have money and businesses that are growing, because they ain't. This is the first pivot. You got to pivot out of being lazy, putting stuff off. Not today, because you the man, or you the woman, or you the boss. No, you're not. You're an employee. And the sad part about it is, if you're not educating and training every day, you're a unchanging employee of your company. You would never hire anybody like that, but you do it. I talk to entrepreneurs all the time who always want to peacock about, oh, they got a holding company, they got an LLC, they got this, they got that, they finna do this, they finna do that. And the moment I pop the question, how often do you study and train? Well, you know, whenever I get around to it, well, I'm not able to do it every use. Come on, come off of it. No, you can't even give me that excuse. It's inexcusable. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the first area you need to pivot in. Most people ain't going to do this. So 99% of the people I'm talking to, they ain't going to do it. 99% of the people that I tell this to, they ain't going to do it. Somebody asked me the other day, like, why do you give so much information away? Like, why do you share so much information on the internet? You give people all this data. I mean, you give them the game. You're open. You answer questions. You don't hold nothing. Why do you do that? Well, first of all, I do it because I love to do it. I want to help people. And I'm a very honest and real and transparent person. It is what it is with me. I don't hold nothing back, so I don't hold nothing back. But the other reason why I do it from a business perspective is there are studies that show most people, like 99% of people, you can give them 100% of everything and they're not going to do nothing with it. Only 1% of the world will take what they get and do something positive with it. So I could give people my whole university. I can give them access to everything I know to show them a blueprint to how to build $1 million business. And 99% of the people who get it, they ain't gonna do nothing with it, other than peacock and showboat to other people to let other people know, oh, I'm on Ramon Preston University. I'm training on the Millionaire Blueprint. I'm being coached by a millionaire mogul. But that's all they want. So they're paying just to be able to have that, instead of really having that. You get what I'm saying? Hey, I'm just ranting, y'all, but it's a beautiful Thursday here. And I'm gonna push you. If I gotta get you angry, if I gotta get you upset, if I gotta rub you the wrong way, if I gotta offend you just to put a fire under your feet for you to start moving in the things that you're not supposed to move into, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to sacrifice that. That's the first area you need to pivot in. The second area is in the area of your products. You got to get a product. If you have products or services or programs please listen to me. Go out there and sell them. Go out there and sell them. You should be doing what I'm doing. You should be live every day on social media. I remember before all this social media came about, this was the early 2000s. I was just starting my entrepreneurial journey. And I don't think I even started my first church at this time. It was probably 2004, 2005. I remember I used to be home waiting for somebody to call. I didn't even have a cell phone. I used to use my wife's cell phone, or I had a prepaid phone. I used to wait for somebody to call. I used to hope I got business. I would go out and prospect and pass flyers out. I did all my due diligence. But when I didn't have anything going on, I would be home and I would literally study for at least 8 hours a day. Literally. My wife would tell you, no capping, no exaggerating. Because for me, I felt like if I'm home 5 days a week, when I could be working a 40-hour job, but I'm not doing that because I want to be an entrepreneur and I believe in this entrepreneurship, then I need to study 40 hours a week until my studying and my prospecting and my marketing and my pitching and presentations get me an opportunity. You get what I'm saying? So you need to work on your products. This is another area you need to pivot in. The last area, I'll leave it here. I'm gonna just give you 3. I would say work on your partnerships. You gotta get around. You gotta get around and stay around some positive people. One of my clients, they told me last week, they were like, you motivate me to want to show up to your events and want to show up to everything that you're doing because I watch what you do. I see what you do. Every time I'm on social media, I see, this is what somebody told me last week. Every time I'm on social media, I see you flying here, flying there, and the people you are with are obviously extremely successful people who are multimillionaires and billionaires, and based on the information they put out, it costs thousands upon thousands of dollars to be in those rooms, but I see you doing it all the time. And I've seen you doing it for not just for a month or two. You've done this consistently over long periods of time. You know why? To me, that's a partnership. I'm partnering up with people. I'm connecting with people. I'm getting connected and I'm staying connected to like-minded people. I was just telling my wife and my team, I know I told my personal assistant the other day that God was showing me it's some people you don't need to be trying to connect to. Because there's some connections I was trying to make, or at least I wanted and had the idea of making within the last couple months. And the Lord was like, no, bro, you don't need that. They need you. What you trying to connect with them for? They ain't even like you. They don't even believe what you believe. Y'all ain't even on the same page. You just wasting your time. You're a non-factor to them. So why invest time, effort, resources, money, and energy towards people who don't even see you on the radar? Find people you can align with. Find people who can fuel you. Find people who can complement you and complete you and help push you to where you need to go. All right. So I love and appreciate all of you. I hope that you got some value from today's show. I'm super excited. Just within the last month or so, we relocated. Last month, February, we relocated here in Buckhead to our new location. We're here. We have our own space. A couple thousand square feet, more room for us to do the things that we want to do. That's one of the reasons why, if you look, you see we're still like working on my studio in here. So it's totally not together yet. It's probably going to take me a couple more weeks unless I find somebody who can come help me, who knows how to do this quicker. But for now, I'm kind of like a do-it-yourselfer, figuring it out as I go. because I'm not even going to say why I'm doing it that way, but because I don't want to throw no shade. But anyway, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So if you know somebody who's extremely good at putting studios together, they're familiar with sound and lights and cameras and technology and boards, please have them to reach out to me, or you can reach out to me and give me their information. Or if that's you, reach out to me. Let's talk. Maybe you can come in and help me with that. But tomorrow we're going to be hosting a headquarter day. I got this concept from my mentor. It's an HQ day, a day that our mentees, people who are in our coaching program, can come in, spend maybe about 6 hours with us from like 9 a.m. to maybe 2 or 3. And during that time, we walk you through the different phases of our business, the departments of our business, and show you like what exactly are we doing. We want you to see like not just the transactional aspects of our business, but we want you to see the technical aspects of our business. How are we doing this? And I'm very confident because I'm living it that I know I can show anybody how to become a millionaire and how to build a $1 million organizational enterprise. That might sound little to some people. That's everything to a whole lot of people. So I know I can do that, and I'm grateful that we have these events that we give our clients, our mentees, an opportunity to show up for one day, ask questions, get a different perspective and insight into how we run our organization so that they can take notes and start duplicating that and hopefully modeling that in their businesses. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. It starts at 9 a.m. I'm super excited. And then Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., we're going to be here again hosting our coaching boot camp. So this is a boot camp that I teach on the process that I have used to build three multiple six-figure divisions under my organizational enterprise. Okay? That's no cap. So we have a consulting division, coaching division, educational division. There are 3 successful divisions under Ramon Preston Enterprises, among others that we have. But those 3 are definitely at the top of that list. And I've taken the meat of what I've done to share it with my clients and mentees because, again, I wish somebody did that for me 20 years ago. I didn't even know what I do today even existed. I didn't even know that existed, if it did exist 20 years ago. You know, like mentorship programs, coaching programs. I think, you know, back then when I started as an entrepreneur, you know, you would see like Carlton Sheets, Russ Whitney in the real estate industry. They would be on like the infomercials, Tony Robbins, and, you know, maybe Brian Tracy with the sales thing. Some of those guys would have some commercials every once in a while. But at the time, I really didn't understand it. It didn't resonate with me. So now I'm just grateful that we live in a world that people can actually connect, be mentored and coached and educated on the things that other successful business owners have accomplished to make it easier for them. So I would love for you to join me tomorrow if you are in Atlanta, or maybe you can join us virtually for our boot camp Saturday. We will not have a virtual version of our HQ day tomorrow. You have to be in person. But we have other events that are coming. If you would like to be a part of those events, all you have to do is reach out to us. And by the way, we're doing something extraordinary in-house right now. We're offering a deep discount on our signature programs. So we have our 2 millionaire programs. That's what they're called. They're called our millionaire programs. These are 2 millionaire programs, okay? We have our Millionaire Blueprint, which is our online training and educational program, 100% virtual, digital, where you can watch these videos, take these courses, and learn all the ins and outs for starting a holding company, creative tax strategies, financial literacy, integrating systems and processes, everything that I do as a business consultant and coach to help people start structure so that they can scale their businesses. I have it in educational video form. So that's our Millionaire Blueprint. We're offering that for $97 a month. $97 a month. So literally, you could pay $97 today and get access to everything. This is a special discount that we are offering to our community. $97. Think about that. You pay $97 and you get access to millions of dollars worth of information. We have that available for you, okay? We also have a Millionaire Mentorship Program, which is really the next step up from our Millionaire Blueprint. So with our mentorship program, we have two options, but the first option actually starts at $147, even though there are some different features in our highest membership with the mentorship program. But here's the good thing. Here's the good thing. Our mentorship program still includes our Millionaire Blueprint. So if you know you need the education, but you need some mentorship, we offer weekly coaching calls, and we have about 6 or 7 different workshops that we host, like this coaching boot camp that we're hosting Saturday. We have about 6 or 7 different ones that we host throughout the year, and our mentees who are in our mentorship program have access to them. If you're in our gold membership, which is the $147, we give you access to 2 of our workshops. If you're in our diamond, we give you access to all 6. But either way, $97 a month or maybe $50 more, you can get educated, trained, and get mentored on how to become a millionaire and build a multi-million-dollar organizational enterprise, as long as you're willing to educate yourself, train, and put the work in. So you need more information, or if you have some questions that you need us to answer, we're available to you. All you have to do is text the word millionaire right here to 678-276-8253. You text that word to me, and we will reach back out to you, and we will answer any questions that you have. Also, in the description of these videos, you will see links that if you click the link, it will take you to our university training platform, so you can preview all the lessons, the modules. We have hundreds of lessons that we teach, and all the benefits that we have in our Millionaire program. So I love and appreciate all of you. Please do me a quick favor before we go. Put in the comments your biggest takeaway. Just put your biggest takeaway in the comments from today's show. And please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube page. Subscribe to my YouTube page. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn. We need your support. We want the algorithms to know that there's a movement going on. There's a movement going on with people who have faith in God, but they have faith in themselves, and they have faith that there are people in this world who need what they have, and we want to make that happen. So I'm here for you. I support you 100%. If there's anything that we can do to do that along the way, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can text Millionaire to 678-276-8253. Appreciate all of you. Love all of you. Thank you for joining the show today. My intention is to be here tomorrow, even though we're hosting our headquarter day. So we're working out the logistics so that tomorrow, even though we're going to have guests here, we should still be able to air and stream live. So with that being said, I'll see you tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon, same place, same time, right here on the Ramon Preston Show.